Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 5 of Wednesday. I'm still a little heartbroken. Look, I don't know if Eugene is actually dead. I don't know. Maybe he had a pocket full of grasshoppers and that's what got sliced. I don't know if it was paint. I don't know. Because it was 4 days ago. So it's been festering, and all I can think about is that poor little baby and like how mad Wednesday was, but like y'all got to like go right to the next episode and I didn't, and I'm dying. I really want to know, is he gone? Because I feel like that will just light Wednesday on fire even more so because like she said, she sees Pugsley when she looks at him. Like they're one and the same. They're both very sweet, soft boys that, just have this older sister figure that's there to protect them. That's love. That's love. That's love. She's got those feelings in there. She really does. She doesn't have extreme feelings, and it's really interesting because I was thinking about like her powers and how they keep saying that like all of the visions are very that you can't trust the visions, that emotions mess the visions, and I'm like, well, she doesn't have a ton of emotions. Like she's very much able to control that, like very wildly, like we saw in the morgue. She can control a lot about herself. And I just was like, well, wouldn't that like make her like when she sees things, her visions, wouldn't they be maybe a little bit more true? Like, wouldn't you be able to go like, yeah, no, like that's way more reliable. And like we know Morticia is very emotional. We see how she is with Gomez. We saw her getting mad at Wednesday, so there's definitely more emotion on Morticia's side. So like maybe that's why her visions weren't that reliable. But I'd also like to know why. I'd also actually really like to know why Weems thinks Morticia's visions aren't accurate or that they couldn't be trusted because like there's a history there 100%. I mean, obviously, the boy that Weems wanted to go to the dance, Morticia got him instead. Weems must just be carrying around a lot of anger towards Morticia, and that's a shame. Again, I don't know anything behind it. I'd like some more information on that, especially Weems covering up Rowan's murder. Obviously, I think she wants her school to remain open and the kids not to leave. So Rowan not having any family, which Wednesday, was kind of like, yeah, you can't call dead people, let them know that something happened or that he's missing. It makes it very convenient that he's the one that, was killed, and that if he was expelled, no one would think twice about it because there's no one to really check on him. So what's Weems up to? I used to think that she was the monster. Now I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think she just has a lot on her plate. And of course, now her sidekick, Thornhill, showing up at the scene where Eugene is with Wednesday, kind of quicker than she really should have or could have gotten there, unless, like, she has a secret superpower of running as fast as a gazelle. But the fact that she shows up right then and there, I mean, she'd have to be the monster, right? How else did she get out there? Because I don't even think Tyler could run that fast. I don't even think Xavier could run that fast. So, like, I'm really leaning into it's probably Thornhill, which that'd be great if the old Wednesday was now a monster in the new iteration. I wouldn't mind that. Now, is that 100%? No, I mean, it could still very much be Tyler. Tyler's been on my radar since the first episode, which means it's probably not him. Normally, like those choices, the most obvious choices, it's probably not them. And Tyler, the way he was so happy about going to the dance with her and how he was smiling at her when she was doing her dance, which was wacky, and like it didn't seem like something that was like choreographed. It just felt very from the heart, but like he was like smiling at her and he was enjoying it. And I think that that was like such a sweet moment. And then finding out what he did to Xavier and why they have their beef. Thankfully, we finally got that because I was like, why do these two hate each other? And Xavier has a reason to not like Tyler and to not trust Tyler. But I don't think he needs to push that so much on Wednesday. I mean, obviously he also has a thing for Wednesday. The asking of Bianca to use her siren song. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, Xavier. I mean, wouldn't we all love for somebody to do that to take away our heartbreak? But like, how much could he possibly care about her when there's like no emotional connection? Like, I don't understand. So, and maybe it's like because he can trust that Wednesday is 100% being Wednesday. You know, she is who she is, and if he's questioning Bianca, then obviously like that makes it really hard for him to trust Bianca, which I don't think is super fair because she wears her amulet and she says it's not 100% foolproof, and like she doesn't even trust that the people around her care about her for who she is. She doesn't know if, you know, her powers are enchanting them to like, you know, tell her she's the greatest thing in the world. I mean, I think having Wednesday there and Wednesday just kind of like not being overly influenced by her kind of says like I think the amulet works. Enid and Mayor Walker's son, I didn't even care to learn his name. I'm so mad because they seemed like they were getting along very well. And even though he was using her to make his ex-girlfriend mad, that's what he said. But like, you know, to play a prank on the kids. And she was kind of using him to make Ajax jealous, which 100% worked. I definitely think that they still had like a nice little spark. That doesn't mean love for forever, but it just means that like, you know, she's kind of normal and he got to see that even though he said like you're so weird, but like she said normal things like a movie, you know, actor that he would recognize and like a hockey team that like he's into, which has nothing to do with Nevermore. And you know, he was like, "Wait, you're kind of normal. That's cool." And, you know, she had something in common with him. It was nice to see kids from different schools kind of like connect that way between Tyler and Wednesday and him and Enid. Do I still like Ajax better? You bet. I love the little like thing they had going on in Uriah's, and even at the end, like I was like really worried her like claws were gonna like cut his hat and like all of a sudden it'd just be like snakes and then you know they'd just be out on the back docks with her frozen, set in stone, holding his face, and not a way to like cover the snakes back up. So glad glad that didn't happen. Glad they just kissed. I hope that they are firmly a couple, and she's happy and she's giggly, and it makes Wednesday sick. As much as I love Wednesday and her humor and how she responds to people, I 100% love the fact that Enid is in that room with all of her bright colors and is just like giggly and happy and excited and like just in Wednesday's face because I think it makes Wednesday, I don't want to say crack a little bit, but I think it gets her accustomed to somebody like that. And I think she needs to be accustomed to somebody like that. Now, who blew up the cave, right? Because my instant thought was like, well, it's the sheriff because it was in the truck, you know, and he had the truck where he was leaving with the dog last time we saw him. And I felt like Wednesday was getting close to discovering that maybe it was Tyler and that the sheriff knew that it was Tyler again because the picture and like the nose, they have the same nose. It's a really weird thing to say a monster and a boy have the same nose, but they kind of do. Which again might just be there to throw me off. But the fact that like I feel like it was the sheriff trying to like make sure his son was safe from this investigation. I don't know. I feel like there's like on one hand he really wants to like solve the crime and he's trying, and then on this hand like he might be pretending. I don't know until he finds like someone that he can frame. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get that from him. But also like with the body parts getting sawed off with like a clean saw, you know, like a surgical saw. Like I don't know, like maybe he's cutting those off so then he can plant them on somebody. I don't know. But that's definitely not what the monster's doing. So unless the monster is also a doctor and like takes little crusty nuggets from like, you know, whatever. But like the sheriff has access to body parts. So it seems like he would be able to go and just be like, and I'm gonna take that. And I don't know if it's me just like searching for clues or it was a continuity issue and maybe it doesn't mean anything, but I 100% remember Thornhill telling the mayor that she like watched him from like the back like while she was drinking her, you know, daily matcha latte. And then when she saw Tyler at the dance, he said her like coffee order. And they're two totally different things. And like I was like, that's not a matcha latte. And because I drink matcha lattes and I also drink like caramel macchiatos. Like I like was like, that's not the same thing. And I don't know if it's a continuity error, if it doesn't mean anything, but I was just like maybe she doesn't really drink matcha lattes. Like maybe she was lying to the mayor, or maybe like she drinks something different after she's murdered a kid in the woods. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it means anything, but I was just like, I'm gonna bring it up, throw it out there and see if it sticks. But yeah, that was kind of like, can we talk about that? So a lot of things that we have to resolve. One, is baby Eugene gone? Because I will be very sad. I might cry again. Hopefully it was a fake out. That was heartbreaking. Like I was really distraught because like here I was at the beginning of the episode talking him up so much, and then the middle of the episode I was like fearing for his life the entire time, and at the end I'm just like basket case. So hopefully that's just a fake out. Now I'm like nervous to even watch it because like what if he's actually gone? I'll cry. I'll cry. I'll cry. I'll be heartbroken. Okay guys, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. And let's get the tissues close to being nearby, so just in case if I need them, they're available. So, oh,
How well do we really know our parents?
that's how we're gonna start it out?
Take my father. He was accused of a murder that took place right up there, which leads me to wonder.
Goth and Glamour, Raven, 1990. Oh. Oh my!
I don't like to tell tales, Sheriff Walker, but it's all Morticia Frump's fault. They were fighting over her.
Oh, so it was the boy that she wanted to go to the dance with.
I don't know what to say, Gomez. Seeing you in handcuffs, accused of murder. I've never loved you more.
I like that young Morticia. Parents' weekend. Interesting. You reap what you woe. Damn. So we don't find anything about Eugene at all?
Nevermore was created as a safe haven for our children to learn and to grow, no matter who or what they are. But I'm happy to report that Eugene is on the mend and is expected to make a full recovery.
Wait, is that true?
On the mend. Trying a coma. Have you been to see him? You're his friend, and the reason he's in the hospital.
It's not your fault, girl.
I knew I should have worn my plague mask. Did you look at my family? Talk about toxic pack mentality. I give my mom 30 seconds before her judgy claws come out. Let's get this over with.
Same boat, girls.
How are you, my little rain cloud?
I thought Thing was filling you in on my every move. I uncovered your feeble subterfuge almost immediately.
Does he still have all his fingers?
I haven't snapped any of his digits. Yet.
Since you've abandoned me here, I've been hunted, haunted, and the target of an attempted murder.
She must love it.
Nevermore, I love you so.
1,000? 2,000?
Have you not been waxing?
Are you feeling well?
You're looking a touch anemic. Have you been eating enough red meat?
It's good to see you too, Mom. And you, Dad.
Aww. Why is he so quiet?
Not sure how much more of this family togetherness I can take.
Think you skipped the part where you apologized for acting like a total jerk last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry for what happened at the dance. I shouldn't have asked you to siren song me like that.
Guessing your dad's no-show again this year?
Yeah.
Gabrielle hasn't shown her face since I started here.
My darling daughter.
Oh boy.
Guess you misjudged her.
Why is she so afraid?
Our old yearbook.
Her picture's not gonna be in there.
Such good times we had, didn't we, Larissa? Some of us better than others.
You always filled a room with your presence, like a stately sequoia tree.
And I guess that would make you the lumberjack.
Ooh.
Wednesday's assimilation has been rocky at best.
Because I refuse to embrace the culture of dishonesty and denial permeating the school.
We've always encouraged Wednesday to speak her mind. Sometimes a sharp tongue can cut deep.
Dr. Kimbert and I have spoken, and we both agree it would be most beneficial for you all to attend a family session this weekend.
That would be beneficial.
I've always been a big fan of head shrinking.
It's not that kind of head shrinking, mon chéri.
That is disappointing.
Bummer. Oh, her worst nightmare. And not the good kind.
What's wrong?
Just hard to stomach a murderer wandering around town scot-free.
At least they care enough about Wednesday to go to therapy with her.
Tyler, come on, please. We've been through this. I'm not comfortable dredging up the family past with some complete stranger.
You think it's easy for me to sit there and talk about my crap?
You got a lot on my plate right now, bud.
Oh my god, the sheriff drives me nuts.
Tape off the scene, I'll be right there.
The scene?
You know Reggie, the local coroner? He just blew his brains out.
He was so excited to go on vacation.
So, who wants to start? Maybe we can discuss what it's like having Wednesday away from home.
It's been hard not having Wednesday around. I never thought I'd miss being waterboarded so much.
It's been torture for us, too.
Fortunately, my brother Fester's rag fits 2 people.
Nothing like a good stretch to bring out the best in each other.
Uncomfortable.
Enough! I think it's high time my parents faced the music. It seems they've been lying to me.
Uh-oh.
Keeping secrets.
Uh-oh.
Who was Garrett Gates and why are you accused of murdering him?
Whoa. Those charges were dropped. Your father is an innocent man.
If you refuse to tell me the truth, I'll just have to excavate it myself.
And she will. Sorry, Kinbot.
Thanks for the candy.
Actually, that's potpourri. Why don't you take the bowl?
I didn't realize he was eating potpourri. I thought he was eating chips.
How could you ambush your father like that?
How could I? You insisted I go to this school. Did you really think I wouldn't find out your secret?
Your father did nothing wrong.
I'll be the judge of that.
Wow.
Potpourri?
Potpourri? No, don't eat that.
How did you find me?
Morning Song community misses you. I miss you.
And by community, you mean cult.
We are a personal development movement that helps people take control of their lives.
After you take control of their bank accounts.
I haven't come here to fight.
Ew.
My siren song is drying up. Recruitment numbers are way down and the wrong people are starting to ask questions.
Oh.
This wasn't a request.
You can't ask her to do that.
You got until the end of the weekend to say your goodbyes.
That sucks. What a horrible mom. Oh.
I harvested hive number 3. The bees miss you, Eugene.
Oh, hi, baby.
We all do. Thanks for keeping an eye on him.
You must be Wednesday. Eugene's moms, Sue and Janet.
You were all he could talk about lately.
Eugene hasn't had the easiest time fitting in at Nevermore.
He was so excited to finally make a real friend.
Well, I brought him some honey.
Eugene loves those dang bees like they're his kids, his fuzzy, fuzzy babies. He's gonna be okay, right?
I should go.
Oh, that is so sweet. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. He was gonna go on vacation. He was excited
First
for
time
it.
someone's killed themselves in the morgue. Guys don't know what to do with the body. Camera was obscured. Black bubblegum. Got them scrubbing through video to find out how long it's been there.
Black bubblegum.
Oh no.
He felt guilty about an old case. Says he covered it up, faked the coroner's report, and has been living with that guilt for all these years.
What case?
Garrett Gates?
Garrett Gates, you gotta be kidding me.
You heard of it?
I've been waiting 30 years to put away his murderer. Now I got my proof.
What? This show is so good. Keeps me on my toes. That is terrifying. Okay, I don't know what that means. There's a ship on the top of that. Was he a siren too?
We need to tell her.
Yeah, tell her what?
She'll never believe us.
Why wouldn't she believe it?
So, are you gonna make me ask? Have you wolfed out yet?
No.
Well, that is a disappointment.
Ugh.
That's me. Huge disappointment.
I don't like that. Enid is wonderful.
How can I help you, Sheriff?
You're under arrest for the murder of Garrett Gates.
Well, Wednesday's on the case, so it'll get solved within this episode, I'm sure.
How's your mother?
Devastated. She hates you in Orange. I caught her laying a rose in a grave earlier today. The headstone read Garrett Gates, the very boy you've been arrested for murdering. Care to explain?
Please explain. I'd like to hear all of it.
Garrett was infatuated with your mother. He started stalking her.
Why didn't you call the police?
We tried, but his family was the oldest and richest in Jericho. No one believed us.
Oh.
His twisted love for your mother had made him insane.
Did it descend in a crack stone?
Garrett, no! Garrett! Stop!
Driven by jealousy and hate, Garrett was unstoppable.
Oh no. He did kill him.
If I'm being objective, his confession sounds entirely plausible, delivered with the perfect degree of sincerity. Perhaps my father is exactly what he says. Thank you for being so honest with me.
Oh.
But then there's the matter of his tells. The way he smooths his mustache. The way he delivers a comforting wink. I've been playing Russian roulette with him since I was 12.
Oh.
I know them well. How many fathers hand their daughter a fencing blade when she's 5 years old?
Your saber strokes were an essay in perfection.
Or teach her how to swim with sharks?
They found you as cold-blooded as I do.
The point I'm trying to make is you taught me how to be strong and independent, how to navigate myself in a world full of treachery and prejudice. You are the reason I understand how imperative it is that I never lose sight of myself. So as far as fatherhood goes, I would say you've been more than adequate.
That was like the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
Gracias, Wednesday.
Bernice! Bernice may or may not have received a call that her tabby cat Swifty is being held for ransom.
Oh,
My
God.
father did not kill Garrett Gates. Don't you find the timing a tad bit convenient? The coroner kills himself out of remorse for a decades-old murder case the very weekend my father, your prime suspect, deigns to return to town. Whoever hurt Eugene also murdered the coroner.
Unfortunately, someone sabotaged the security camera in the morgue, so we don't know what happened. They stuck bubblegum on the lens. Black bubblegum. Garrett Gates' family deserves closure, even if none of them are around to take comfort in it.
What happened to them?
His mother hung herself in the backyard, his father drank himself to an early grave, and even his little sister didn't escape. She was orphaned, sent overseas, ended up drowning.
Wow. Oh, oh God. They play fetch? Or frisbee? My God.
Here, I brought you a gift. I thought we got off on the wrong foot this weekend. I just want you to know that all I want is the very best for you.
And for her to be a wolf.
So camps for lycanthropy conversion?
No need to be dramatic, Enid.
You want to send me to conversion therapy for werewolves?
It worked wonders for your cousin Lucille, didn't it?
Seems like her dad is struggling with it too, though.
Don't you want to wolf out and finally be normal, honey?
Oh.
Go away.
You forgot your fishing gear.
Stop trying to be nice. Doesn't suit you.
Father packed her favorite bait.
Is it a surprise?
I always thought I'd be the first one in the family behind bars.
Lurch and I had a bet going. Come on. Let's see if the fish are biting. It's quite a catch.
If anyone can figure out who really committed the crime, it's you. You have to find out the truth and free Dad.
Well, until that happens, we both know Mother will be falling apart. Which means we have to be strong. And by we, I mean you. Now, give me one of those.
Bonding.
So you're a nightshade. That didn't take long.
Actually, I rejected them.
Why? Because I was a member?
I'll never live up to your legacy here. So why try?
Ouch.
Why would you send me somewhere where I could only ever exist in your shadow? Ouch. But mostly I rejected them because they're a trivial social club.
Our mission was to protect outcasts from harm and bigotry. In fact, the group was started by an ancestor of your father's from Mexico. One of the first settlers in America.
Goody. I saw her painting at Pilgrim World.
How ironic, since she was the one who killed Joseph Craigstone. The nightshades were her secret but deadly answer to his oppression.
Father didn't kill Garrett Gates, did he?
No.
Oh boy.
I'll never forget the way he looked at me. He was even foaming at the mouth. It was like I was staring into the eyes of a rabid beast. It was only when I heard the scream that I realized what I'd done.
Go to your room and lock the door. You were never here. Do you understand me?
Oh.
Your father took the blame in order to protect me.
You said Garrett was foaming at the mouth. His eyes didn't look human. Foaming saliva, dilated pupils, mental confusion. What are those all textbook symptoms of?
Poisoning?
But how can that be?
There's only one way to find out.
What is...
This reminds me of when you got your first grave-digging kid. You were so happy you nearly smiled.
Are you sure you don't want to join?
No, that's okay, darling. I don't want to spoil your fun.
Is he even in there? That is so wrong.
I was right.
Well, well. What do we have here? Guess it's gonna be an Addams Family reunion in lockup tonight.
Addams Family reunion in jail.
Bail in the morning.
Oh, God.
Not even the long arm of the law could keep us apart.
At least we'll have one last night.
Yes.
I've seen jackals with more self-control than you two. Neither one of you are strong enough to serve hard time. And thanks to me, you won't have to. It's a souvenir from our outing. He died from nightshade poisoning. The remarkable preservation of soft tissue and blue tint confirms it.
Which means Garrett was dying.
Before you stabbed him. For once, could you two get off of each other and focus?
Oh!
Kill all those outcasts. Sneak into that dance and spike the punch bowl.
I knew he was a descendant of Crackstone.
Did you have a vision?
Oh, yeah, she did.
The night Garrett died, he had a vial of nightshade poison that broke in his pocket. He wasn't just trying to kill Father. He was going to use the nightshade poison to murder the entire school.
Oh, Gomez saved so many lives.
That blue sheen is a telltale sign of nightshade poisoning.
But you already knew that, didn't you? Because back when you were sheriff, you were in charge of the case and covered it up.
Oh.
Ansel Gates hated outcasts and Nevermore. Garrett went there that night to spike the punch and kill all the kids at that dance. Now, if there had been a trial, both Jericho's and Nevermore's reputations would have been trashed.
I think the only reputation you were worried about ruining was your own.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You could have prevented Garrett's death if you had done your job when I lodged my complaint about him stalking me.
Hmm.
Men like you have no idea what it feels like not to be believed.
Ooh, that gave me a cold chill.
What do you want?
Well, Gomez out of jail, first of all.
My father will be released immediately with a full and unequivocal apology from the sheriff's office. Do we have a deal?
Look at them working together.
When did your visions begin?
A few months ago. Before I left for Nevermore.
I'm sorry you didn't feel you could tell me. I know we've had our difficulties lately, but I'm always here for you, Wednesday. Always.
Sometimes when I touch someone or something, I get these very violent glimpses from the past or future. I don't know how to control it.
Our psychic ability resides on the spectrum of who we are. Given my disposition, my visions tend to be positive. That makes me a dove.
And for someone like me,
Raven,
who sees the world through a darker lens,
you're a raven. Your visions are more potent, more powerful. But without the proper training, they can lead to madness. Somebody from our bloodline reaches out from beyond to help us when we're ready.
Goody Addams.
Goody has.
Yeah.
Goody was a witch of great strength, but her vengeance pushed her too far, and even she couldn't save herself.
But Wednesday wants to descend into madness, so that works.
Sorry about all this.
I don't hold grudges, only blood debts.
Oh, okay.
So, your daughter and my son have become close.
I pity any boy who gets caught in her viper's gaze, but he must be a good egg. She wouldn't tolerate anything less.
He has his mom to thank for that.
Dad! I missed you so much. Dad, I missed you so much.
It was a day, and Pugsley's like, I missed you so much. Such a sweet kid. Who's the daughter?
If I'm meant to wolf out, then I'm going to do it on my own timeline and not yours.
Good for you.
I just hope that one day you'll finally be able to accept me for who I am.
Ugh. Yeah. Oh.
I'm proud of you, kiddo. You do you.
Her dad didn't say anything but that, and it was enough. Oh, man, no.
I'll come back and help you under one condition. Wait until the school year is over. But after this, you and Morning Song are out of my life. Forever.
I feel bad for Bianca.
Don't push it.
At least we can't say Parents' Weekend wasn't a nail biter.
I knew you didn't have what it takes to be a murderer.
Oh.
As much as that stings. Gracias, my little death trap.
As I leafed through the pages of this yearbook, I was reminded of all the wonderful times I had here. But they were just that. Mine. You have your own path to blaze. If you need me for anything, I'm only a crystal ball away.
Thank you, Mother.
Aww. Close enough.
I knew it. I did witness Roan getting murdered that night. When Roan appeared the next morning, it was you. You see, when you participated in the talent show with my mother, not only did you impersonate Judy Garland, you became her. You're a shapeshifter.
I'm curious to find out how Sheriff Galpin feels when I tell him.
Oh.
You won't tell a soul, Miss Addams. And it wouldn't matter much if you did. Roan's father already knows what happened, and he fully supports my decision not to involve the authorities.
Why would he agree to that?
Because Roan was not in his right mind. His telekinetic abilities were driving him mad, and he attempted to murder you twice. His tragic death allowed us to rectify the situation without casting the school or Rowan in an unflattering light.
Yeah, I knew it was kind of to do with the school.
I did what I needed to do to shield the school from controversy and protect its students from harm.
Tell that to Eugene. How are you protecting him?
Oof. That is quite the standoff. Man, both of them are scary.
What on earth?
Interesting. I don't know what that said. I thought it said fire will rise, but I might be wrong. Oh, fire will rain. Okay. I don't know what that means. So I don't know if, I mean, obviously, I think Garrett was a descendant of Joseph Crackstone. Is Thornhill the sister? That would make sense because if she wasn't quite normal enough for the Crackstone people, no. Maybe, I don't know. Like, if she wasn't normal enough but not weird enough, maybe she never felt like she fit in and she just became this monster. Um, Everything I thought I knew or that I was guessing has kind of been blown out of the water. I don't understand the coroner killing himself. Obviously, somebody murdered him and made it look like a suicide and left that note to try to frame Gomez. But I don't know who would do that other than the sheriff. I'm trying to think because, like, Weems had mentioned to Thornhill about the boy that she had a crush on and that Morticia went to the dance with him. So I'm assuming that's Gomez. And then I don't know. Oh my gosh. Every time I think I get like an answer, there's way more questions. I feel like the contempt and the anger that she had towards her parents wasn't really super justified, but again, she's a teenage girl, so she's gonna do what they do, which is, kind of be in a crappy mood. But I really do love her interactions with Pugsley. I love their relationship. I love how like she is a good big sister to him, like in her own Wednesday way, but like, she like is talking to him about her parents and about getting her father out of jail and how he needs to be strong for their mom and how, Morticia and Gomez have never been apart one night since their wedding night. And I think that she perfectly understands emotions and what she needs to do when time is important. Now, she doesn't express those, but she understands them, which I think is kind of like a big thing for her is that she has emotional intelligence. She just chooses not to be emotional. I wish that we could all have that ability to just kind of go, let's dial that down a little, shall we? I could use that in my life. I know that. Especially, just like not knowing what happened to Eugene and then Weems saying, oh, he's on the mend. And I was like, he is. And I was like, God, I don't know if I can trust that because of Rowan. And then, like then him being in the ICU and his mom's and Wednesday and how he would talk about Wednesday, his one friend. I'm happy Eugene's not dead. But how did Thornhill explain her presence? Like, none of my questions got answered. The only thing that got answered was the murder that Gomez was being held for, and I didn't even really care so much about that. I do love that she called Weems out on being a shapeshifter, and I'm glad that it was kind of like resolved that like I guess Rowan's father is alive. But it sounded like he didn't have any family. But like the father was okay with him dying because apparently he was cracking anyway. Seems like kind of a weird thing to do. Like it was okay that she covered it up so the school wouldn't be at fault or wouldn't, have any eyes on it, doing investigations in it. Fire will rain. Obviously, like it has to be some of the Jericho kids that did that. I feel like I can't quite get a grasp on whether or not the monster and Crackstone have any relation whatsoever, or if they do, it's an in-between of Nevermore. I can't figure it out. And I'm normally so good at this. These writers are really good. They're really good at giving you a mystery that's not so easily solved, that there is left turn, and then just like, oh, and now I have to go up, like I didn't see that coming. Like it very much is twisty, but in a good way. It's very well written. I know, like, a lot of people throw around the term red herrings, and there have been a lot, but like very well done. I'm very impressed by this show. Normally I can predict shows so easily. People have actually accused me of watching things before I've done a reaction because of how good I am at predicting things. I would say, am I good at predicting, or are the things being made predictable? And I will tell you that, like, I'm quite good at predictions, but like this is kind of unpredictable. It's making my brain work overtime. It's making those gears kind of chug a little bit harder. I'm very impressed. Interesting. I love the little side stories that we got from both of the parents. Unfortunately, Xavier's parent was not present. Even when it came to Tyler in this episode, and his dad kind of saying, like, well, I don't want to go to therapy, and I don't want to, like, share, deep, dark family secrets with the therapist that I don't know. And that really sucks for Tyler because he really needs to bond with his dad. Like, they need to hash all that out. Yeah, it unearths it, but then it frees it from being held in. And like it probably would do their relationship really well. And he's just kind of like letting Tyler suffer. And that sucks. Seeing Enid and her mother, I just want to keep like trying to crack my neck because there's so much tension when I think about her mother and how sweet Enid is and how she should be very happy about the person who Enid is, which her father very much was, but the mother is very concerned about whether or not her daughter was going to wolf out and become a wolf and go to wolf conversion therapy. There are so many things about this show that you can associate with like normal, like, commentary for normal everyday life that we have. And I like that. I like that it's in this form and it's not super in your face, but like you can see the depth in it. Conversion therapy to become a wolf. God, and her brothers are obnoxious. My God. Although I will say that their diet is great because I'm a big fan of red meat. So that definitely would have been more my plate, not the squid and the little the creepy crawly things that some other people were eating. And definitely not potpourri, Pugsley. My God. That didn't look tempting at all. And then you had Bianca's mom, who obviously is using her siren song to scam people to make money, and whoever the group is that she's part of with the bracelets, obviously is using her. I feel so bad for Bianca, knowing that she ran away and she changed her name just so she wouldn't have to be part of it anymore. Like, that is heartbreaking. And then for her mom to actually show up, one, I don't know how her mom even knew where she was. But like for her to like show up and then kind of like blackmail her. Like, you're gonna do what I say or everyone's gonna know what a fake you are. Like, she just wants a better life and tries to tell her, like, you can't escape your destiny. You can't escape who you are. And it's like, Bianca obviously is not who you think she is. Very firmly on, I very firmly have Bianca's back. Ugh. And like, like we could talk about Morticia and Gomez, and in every iteration that they've ever had the Addams family, they have been each one's, like ride or die or ride and die, however that works in this world. But like, it's a bit much with the making out, and you know what? Good for them. Like, good for couples that love each other like that. That's amazing. But the fact that they are as strong as they are, and they have been for that long, and Gomez pretty much saying, like, I might go to jail, I might not, but like, you go to your room, like, you weren't here, and was taking the fall for her. That's a devotion that every woman wants. Without the murder. Again, unless you're Wednesday, that's probably a way to show her love. Okay, guys, if you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon, as well as up to one episode a few days early. You will get to see it before YouTube does, and other full-length reactions for other shows that I'm watching, and early episodes, including The Expanse, House of the Dragon, Vox Machina. There might be a new one starting soon. I might be overwhelming myself, or I might just be giving you guys a treat. Who knows? We'll see. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. Who was the worst parent? Because I want to say Bianca's mom because of the manipulation, but also because Enid does not deserve to not be supported. Who is worse? Who do you think's awful? The sheriff, because he's not supportive of Tyler. Xavier's dad for not even showing up. Too famous to show up for Parents' Day. And no one's going to say Morticia and Gomez, so don't even try it. Yeah, and before we end that, like, also Morticia and Weems, it's still a very, very weird connection. I can't tell if they hate each other or like each other, if there's chips on each other's shoulders, but the way Morticia was speaking was slightly passive-aggressive, and the way Weems was speaking was like, I hate your guts. No, let me know what you guys think about that, too. But in the meantime, I'll see ya.